below the snow line. Well, I didn't make it, and I camped out about 5 feet of snow that night. But then the next morning I got up and started walking, and somebody stopped on the road and they said, hey, did you just come over that path? I said, no, not today. I came out yesterday. Why? They said, well, you wouldn't have made it today because there's a whiteout up there. They're having a blizzard, and the only thing moving are snowplows. One day. If I had left on the day I wanted to, I would have been right in the middle, or I wouldn't have gotten over that day.
Wow.
So, I mean, I can tell you stories like that all day.
Yes.
It's been this way the whole time.
Now, how does your wife feel about all this?
Well, at first she thought, oh, don't forget about it. and then she thought, you're just nuts. And then we were talking about it, and in the Marine Corps, they discouraged us from coming home. They said, if we wanted you to have a wife, we would issue you one. And so, anyway, so she wasn't married. We weren't married when I was in the Marine Corps, but that's what she said. I guess now I know what it's like to be married to a Marine that's deployed. I saw her at the 1 month mark when I went through Montana, because we lived about 60 miles south of Oregon and Kronstadt. I saw her again at the 3 month mark in Dubuque, Iowa, and then I'll see her again at the 6 month mark in DC. So she's flying in there on the 24th, and I'll arrive on the 25th.
God,
anyway, it's been a long haul. It's been
Has the weather, any weather affected you at all?
Oh, I've had blue skies, sunshine, the whole way.
Well, we've had so much rain in North Carolina.
Now, I've been through everything. I've seen snow, sleet, hail, rain, wind, and combinations of everything. The thing that caught my attention in North Carolina was the heat and the humidity. I couldn't stop sweating. I had to keep drinking water and everything. So it got my
And from
attention.
Montana, that has really been a shock to the system.
It gets hot there, but it has very low humidity. So, and most of my life was spent out in the desert, out by Death Valley. And so out there is no humidity. So it's just, there'll be 115, 117. That's no big deal.
It gets night and here and night.
When you take a shower, and you think, oh, I'm fresh now, and you step out of the shower and you're still wet. It's really amazing.
Overall, this whole almost 6 months, what is your prevailing wisdom? What has come to you that's been the most profound thing? Because I know when you're out there alone, you have plenty of time to think. What have you
That
done?
was my wife's biggest fear, is that, she's not worried about me getting hit by a car. She's wondering what's going through my head, what I'm going to do next.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Really surprising how different reactions he's gotten. Now, we've talked about, we feel that he's not right away already, himself and me, and then when people are shooting down, it's actually been much more than he's done. So, there were some times when he was very disillusioned because of the response.
Well, I've got a heads up towards that you're on your way.
I tend to be a very low maintenance type person, and like I said, I've camped out, say, at least half the time, just on tree lines or out in the fields or whatever. And where I try to go is my first choice, is to get into the church and just sleep on the floor. And then they usually have a bathroom. And so that's my first choice, but it's been an interesting thing in that respect. It surprised me that even like I'm a life member of the VFW, I'm a member of the American Legion, and I helped the Marine Corps League. I'm not a member of the Marine Corps League, but I helped our local one when they do torch for talks and stuff like but it's surprising that even the American Legion, I came through Indianapolis, their headquarters there, and they would even send somebody out to say hi. And,
Well, when you're in the South, I'll tell you, we're from there together. I mean, really, we're known for hospitality. That sweet tea, that's some good and bad. You probably need that sweet tea on your journey, bless your
I
heart.
can go through 5 gallons.
But now, on the other subject, is there some profound thought that you had, something simple?
I think the thing I feel, there's been a couple of interesting things that came to mind, and I'm wondering why, and I've tried to leave politics out of this whole thing, but sometimes it has to come back in because it comes something like, for instance, when I went through the first half of the law, I was doing a poll, and people would stop. Because I didn't position myself anywhere where, like in Walmart, you've seen those guys that will try and work for food. I never did anything like that. I never stood in doorways with my hand out trying to push the money. I was a moving target the whole way. And when I was out there, people that would stop, well, that would come to see me would have to come out looking for me, or would have to see me on the road, and would have to make an effort to stop and talk to me. And if they donated, it was because they wanted to, not because I asked them for it. And, but I would ask them a question. I would say, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as being conservative or liberal or middle of the road? And I can tell you, of the hundreds of people that I asked, only 5 people told me they were not. And some people say, well, that's because of the state you're in. Once you get to the more liberal state. Well, what happened when I got to the more liberal state, the percentages were still the same. Nothing changed. So I guess from my side, I wonder, what is it about what I'm doing that doesn't attract the liberal community? And they must be a strong entity because you look at how they vote. But what I'm doing is not interesting. I don't know. So I don't have an answer for that. I thought that was kind of interesting. Another thing I noticed is that there are a lot of people out there that are patriotic and care about our country, but I kind of question, what does it take to motivate them to do something? You know, when does the complacency go out? Yeah, I know, I'm proud to be an American, and I have the freedoms I have, but what are they willing to do for it? And a lot of times, people are free with the idea of buzzwords, like buzz phrases in this case, cost of freedom. Well, what do a lot of people know about the cost of freedom? I can tell you that in my hometown there's a school district, and they have 4 schools in it, and for 3 years now, going on 4, I have tried to talk to their teachers, their principals, their superintendents, and their school board about going into the classroom and talking about our flag, about our country, about our veterans. And I have yet to go into any of those 4 schools. And it bothers me. I mean, and then when I went to the school board was the last thing I did last December. I do have a point. I wasn't on their agenda, so it was a monologue. But I'm on their agenda from October 14th when I get home. But I asked, I told them, about how I felt. And I had a teacher or a principal stand up, and she says, well, a word of the week in our school was veterans. And I looked at her and I said, are you a veteran? She says, well, no. I said, do you have any veterans on your staff? And she says, no. I said, well, then what do you know about being a veteran? And you won't allow me into your classroom. And when I show up for a presentation, I'm in my uniform, I'm in my dress blues, I have a PowerPoint presentation. But they get to preview ahead of time. But they didn't want to let me in, so I asked them. I said, so you're telling me the word veteran, but you're only a veteran, you don't know what it is, what does it mean? I said, to me, what that says is that it reminds me of a story about putting 5 monkeys in a cage. I put 5 monkeys in a cage, I put a big ladder in there with a pile of bananas on top. And when any of the monkeys would climb up to get a banana, all of them would be hit with a high pressure fire hydrant.